Hi. Hello. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. My name is Amanda. This is the MandaMadeIt podcast where I do discuss my knitting, crocheting, spinning, maybe some dyeing, fiber related interests and projects. This is, I don't know, I haven't recorded anything in several weeks. So I might be a little weird because I haven't done this in a little while. But let's get started, okay? So as I said, I am Amanda. This is the MandaMadeIt podcast. I am coming to you from Westerly, Rhode Island, here in the US, and I live here with my husband and our 2 children. I am a stay-at-home mom. So while you might think that that affords me a lot of time to do crafty pursuits, it is not quite that way. Because it's been a while since I've had anything, since I've recorded, I do have quite a few things to show and to discuss or talk about. So I'm just going to jump right in, okay? I am also doing this during my younger daughter's nap time, so as usual. So we'll see where this goes. You may also notice I have on glasses. My setup is a little different because I have never worn glasses. This is my second week having them. I will explain more about that in a later segment where I discuss more about life stuff. But anyway, for those of you who get weirded out by glare on glasses, I am sorry. I'm doing my best. That's why I have changed, so I'm not directly facing a window. We're just gonna have to see how this goes, okay? Anyhow, so for the first finished object I want to show, I did finish my The Crofter's Cap. This pattern is by Wilma Mecklemson, I think. And this was part of Shetland Wool Week, I believe, of 2021. And it was a kit I had ordered from the Woolly Thistle of Urudale yarns. I did knit the size medium, and I really do absolutely love how it came out. It is for me because this is like the first all over color work thing I've done, and I want it, so it's mine. And my husband says it's too short for him anyway. Like he likes a longer, he wants, I don't know, maybe because I wear hearing aids, I'm not so concerned about having my ears completely covered, because then that would block the sound in my hearing aids. You know, it's a microphone in the back of my ear, and then stuff getting in the way of that inhibits my hearing even more. But anyway, I am super pleased with this. The pattern was great. The only thing that I messed up is, and like, you really wouldn't notice. You really, so this is a charted pattern, and it's in black and white grayscale because there were several kits available for it. And so I use Knit Companion for my knitting patterns and for charts, and I love it. It's fantastic. But because there was such slight variation between a couple of the grays, when my row marker went over it, I couldn't tell when I was supposed to switch to another color, which was my fault. Like the chart and everything is very clearly marked and has like stuff next to it telling you when to switch and which color should be the background and which, you know. So it was great. But there's like my husband, I held it up. My husband had no idea what I was talking about, but like, let me see if I can. So right here, see, it's so hard to see. There is a different color in these first few rows than up here. It was supposed to be the same down here, but I just continued this dark color all the way up instead of switching right about here into this other dark color. But anyway, the yarn was really fun to work with. Urudale yarn from Shetland. I do believe the only place you can get it in the US is from the Woolly Thistle, and that is on a limited basis. I really enjoyed working with this, and I got a ton of yarn left over, like a ton. I can make another hat. So I probably will at some point. This is not, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but there are people who would not consider this to be softer next to skin. But I enjoyed it. Let me see. My next finished object is a pair of socks I cast on Valentine's Day, I think. I just really wanted pink and red socks, and I had these two colors from Knit Crate. They're cloud sock, and these have been worn like once, so sorry. And then I have all these sock blockers and I don't use them because, you know, when you're new to knitting socks, you think you need things and then you don't. So I just have them on my wall. Maybe I'll knit like single socks, trying different things that I know I'm not going to wear, and then I can put them on the sock blockers and have them as like art. Anyway, so this was just 9-inch circulars, 2 rounds alternating. I carried the yarn up the side. There's a jog. I don't care. I use the lighter pink color is Honeymoon, and the red color I think is called Eclipse. The red is actually like a speckle with some black in there occasionally. Anyway, they were fun. I mean, they make me happy. Like, they're just socks I wanted, and I made them, which is really, really fun to be able to say. So I'm pleased with those. I really have only worn them once. I'm in Rhode Island, so spring has inching its way in, but I'm also by the coast, so I don't know. Seasons get a little funky around here, but you know, I'm gonna love these next year for sure. My next finished object to show is this is called the Star Drop Beanie by Urban Chic Crochet. It is a knit pattern. Like the name of her shop is Urban Chic Crochet, but like she has mostly knit patterns from what I can see. But this was super fun. I saw this pattern and really loved it, and I knew that I had this handspun yarn that I had done from Malabrigo Nube braid, and I just thought it would go great. It's got fun texture, and it's reversed, it's inside out. You can knit it inside out so you're not purling the whole time, but reverse stockinette just means purl side out. So it's like the crown detail. You don't have to put a pom-pom on it. You know, I have a hard time with poms. First of all, I can't make them well. I have the ones that you buy and you put them on, but I just can't get them to stay really nice. So having a pretty crown is cool. This came out really thick. It was perfect for this yarn. Like, this yarn was so not consistent. This is what the outside or the inside of it looks like. You know, it looks like a very standard normal beanie. I did weave in the end. I haven't cut them off yet. The ends are woven, but I leave them long during blocking so that if I need to take anything out, it's really easy to find them and unweave, but I just haven't cut them off yet. So anyway, Star Drop Beanie by Urban Chic Crochet. She has a ton of great, like, bulky hat patterns that look really nice. So I really like her stuff. You can find her on Instagram and Ravelry, but Instagram is where I found her stuff. And just all these projects are going to be linked down below, and you can find designers and yarns and things like that on the project pages. Finish object number 4. This one I was really excited about. This is a cowl. And there's 2 things that really excite me about it. One is that it is Tunisian crochet, which I had picked up a couple of years ago, a set of hooks, and tried to get into it, and I hated it. I was using super, like, squeaky acrylic yarn that was old, and I didn't enjoy it at all. The process really sucked. So I have been chatting about Tunisian crochet. I'm part of Evie's from Jillian Eve, her Discord, and there's a few of us in there that were talking about Tunisian crochet, and we decided to do a Tunisian crochet along starting in May. And I just kind of wanted to reacquaint myself with some of the motions and stuff. So I bust out this cowl. And the other really cool thing about it is this is made with yarn that I dyed with my daughter. It was just Knit Picks Bear Merino style DK, I think. But we dyed it together, and I mean, it looks like a hot mess in the cake, and I guess it kind of looks like a hot mess from here, but I love it because it's something that I did with her. She loves it. I had the buttons from like a Michael's grab bag thing. Anyway, it makes me super happy. You can see all the fun pops of color, like just these like beautiful little pops that you don't expect, you know? And Tunisian crochet can give you such an interesting texture, and it's fun. I really, really enjoyed it. So, you know, and this cowl pattern was actually, and see, I like this because it fits close and it's not like, I don't know what to do with it. Like some cowls, they're so big and they don't like, they're not going to do anything. So anyway, this one I like. The pattern for this came out of a Tunisian crochet basic book. I picked this up when I got the hook set off Amazon however long ago. It was by Petra Tornak Zimmerman. And it's great. It has like how to do, I don't know, like how many stitches, different Tunisian crochet stitches, some ridiculous amount. It teaches you the basics, and it was very helpful, and the cowl was a pattern in there, so I just decided to do it. I was done with it quickly and I enjoyed it, and I don't know if my daughter's gonna wear it, but I will. So it'll go into our grab bag of winter things. So let's see, that's it for the FO, the knitting and crochet FOs. I do have some whips. Those, if you notice, those are all smaller FOs. I had I think it was the last podcast before that I did. I had just finished like, I did like 3 love notes. You know, one for me and one for each of my daughters. Now the 2 for my kids were not that big. Mine was, and it's a love note. Like they're knit on size 10 needles with fingering weight and mohair held together, or DK weight. And they were so quick, but those were larger projects. And so I had just kind of decided to do a few smaller ones, but I did cast on 4 larger projects over the past 4 weeks. Let me start with, I cast on my Soldotna by Caitlin Hunter. This is being done in Wool of the Andes Sport. Let's see if I can get this. All right. So it's still on the needle, so it's all bunched up. I did just finish the yoke a couple days ago. The colors are chestnut, and then there's a lighter brown turmeric, the orangey is pumpkin, and then the light color is oyster heather. I just moved that, sorry. I am knitting, I think it might end up being a little too big. I'm not sure. I could not get gauge with a needle anywhere close to the size called for in the pattern. So I knit the stockinette portion up here on size 9, and the color work is on 10.5. And I am doing the stitch counts for the, I don't know, 48-inch bust, I think. I think one of the reasons why I think this is going to be too big is when I was swatching and doing measurements for this, I think I was a little bit heavier. I may have lost a couple pounds, and so things aren't going to be quite as big. The sweater's supposed to be oversized, cropped. Like, I'm sure it'll be fine. You know, I'm enjoying making it. So, and it's quick too, because again, it's on size 10 needles, like 10.5. For me, because I could not get gauge, like, and with anything close to the needle that she was using. Now I understand I'm doing a yarn substitution, but it was a yarn substitution that many others had used, in the pattern. Like I scoured the project pages on Ravelry trying to figure out, you know, what to, you know, what would work. That wasn't going to be like super expensive. And this seemed to be something that would work. And I mean, it is, it's just, it's feels a little like I'm doing something wrong when the pattern calls for like a size 5 and I'm using a 10.5. Is what it is though. Anyway, that one should be done in the next couple of weeks. You know, I've really only got, I think, another 30 or 40 rows on the body plus ribbing to do. So it really could be done in the next couple of weeks. The next one I cast on was, so this is going to be the Tulip Square cardigan by, what's her name? Wilma Westenberg. So right now it doesn't look like much because it's just squares. You have to make a certain amount of squares and then a certain amount of triangles, and then you sew them all together, and you're supposed to make crocheted sleeves and attach those. I do not like how the crochet sleeves look, so I do believe I'm going to piece this all together and then pick up stitches and knit the sleeves. I'm going to see how that goes, because I did do a gauge swatch doing stockinette and also the crochet, and I think I've got it figured out what to do for that. I don't know. The yarn for this though is Pearl Soho's linen quill worsted. They had a sale. I'm a sucker for a sale, so I got suckered in. And oatmeal gray is the color, and I love it. I think it's going to be a fantastic like general daily cardigan to pull on, you know, comfy, big, nothing that requires a lot of like floofing and fixing and all of that. My next, this is probably the smallest, the least worked on so far. This is the Inclinations cowl by Andrea Mowry of Drea Renee Knits. It is the cowl version of her Inclinations shawl, and it's done in the same exact shape as the Shift cowl, which was done as an answer to her Shift shawl, and I love that cowl. I wear it a lot, and that shape works for me. The fit of it, the style, I really like it. I don't know that I'm much of a shawl person, but I also haven't made a big one to see like if a big shawl would work for me. But anyway, you know, I get her newsletter, the Drea Renee Knits newsletter, which if you don't, you should, because there's discounts in there. There was one, I got this one this morning with a discount for her new Gill sweater, I think, that she just released today. But anyway, this is the start. It's a half fisherman's rib or fisherman's rib, half fisherman's rib pattern. I have never done fisherman's rib before. It is very easy. I'm enjoying it. The yarn is Deep Stash. Like this is, I believe, well, I know the orange, which is a color named Curry, is Fildar Lamb's Wool, and I believe the green is Fildar Lamb's Wool Printemps was the color. These came from my grandmother's stash. I think they're like 50% wool, 50% acrylic. I don't even know if I have enough of the green to do it, or the orange. No, I have enough of the green, but not enough of, maybe not enough of the orange. So I have some other colors I might throw in there. But I'm enjoying it. It's a super fun, easy, relaxing knit. Totally relaxing. Fisherman's rib is nothing to be concerned about, in my opinion. Certainly not the, I mean, like, I know people compare it to brioche. I guess because the fabric is super squishy, I get that, but like brioche was a pain in the butt. I'm gonna try it again, but it was a pain in the butt. I don't feel that way about this. This is being held in my woolly thistle bag that I got with the Crafters kit. My last whip is another Drea Renee Knits pattern. Again, I was a sucker for a sale, and she had her spring she had a spring flash sale for her Vellichor shirt tee. And it's like a sleeveless summer tee, boxy, like, I don't think there's any shaping. It's knit from the bottom up. And again, I wanted to do it for me, and I'm doing it for me. And, you know, mine is very subtle. I had done a swatch with not so subtle colors, and I didn't like how they played together. So the colors I'm using for this are also deep stash. So, you know, these are actually from the same bag of yarn that I was gifted probably in like 2007. This might be the oldest yarn that I actually have that was given to me, for me. And when I lived in Portland, Oregon, I had a neighbor, really sweet, crafty girl. Her parents were in China. They brought back some yarn and she gave me some of it. You know, the ball band, like, I couldn't read this. I had no idea what this was. So I didn't know what it was made out of. Again, I think I went onto a group on Ravelry that will translate ball bands and stuff for you, not actual whole patterns, because that's like copyright and stuff. But I was able to at least find out that this is like 50% wool, 50% acrylic. Anyway, it's really pretty. I just didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know what it was, really. Like, I would say it's a light fingering to light fingering, probably, maybe fingering. And I had this other skein, and I feel like this might be a cotton blend. But again, I don't have the ball band for this. This was something I bought randomly at a shop when I lived out west. I don't know what it is, where it's from, what the colorway is, but it's so close to this. And I just wanted to use it up. So I am. And then the third color that I'm using is somewhere in here. Yeah. It's just some Cascade Heritage, I think, left over from a pair of socks that I had made. And it's in the colorway, yeah, it's Cascade Heritage. And it's in the colorway Steel. It's a very, very subtle sweater. I mean, it's like I have the Soldotna, which is, yes, it's all neutrals, but there's nothing subtle about that. And then this is going to be a very subtle shirt. So those are my whips. I do have a few acquisitions, which is such a fancy word for saying I bought some stuff. Let's see. So the first couple things I bought, there is a new dyer I found on Instagram called Woodland Wool, and I'll link her down below. And she does a shop update every Saturday, and I saw this mini skein set, and I really loved it. Like, it's just speaks to my neutral loving self, says the girl in the bright pink room. And I bought this to make socks with. It is her HT sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 2-ply. And I really liked the Crazy Sock Ladies. She did some socks recently with thick stripes with scraps, but I liked the way it looked, and I want to do that with this. So on local yarn shop day, which was a couple weeks ago, I went to my local yarn shop, Driftwood Yarns, and they still had some Kingdom Works, which is a local dyer in New London, Connecticut, which is fairly close to me, like a half hour away. And I bought this to kind of go with, but against these, like, you know, it's dark and moody, and these are kind of neutral, but still cheerful. So I don't know. I thought I'd see how these work together. Again, this is a 80-20, because I've become mindful of the fact that that kind of stuff can matter. Although this is an 80-20 with blue-faced Leicester and nylon versus merino and nylon, but at least I'm trying. So I'm excited to cast these on soon. I also was gifted some very beautiful stuff for Mother's Day. My husband and my kids gave me 4 skeins of yarn. They went to the local yarn shop, Driftwood Yarns, and they picked up, they were having a trunk show from 7th Floor Yarn. This one it came undone because I was looking at the colors. But that's the logo for 7th Floor Yarns. They're in New York, you know, mother-daughter team. My husband said they were at the shop and he talked to them and they were very nice. But gave me these 4 skeins, and like, look at all that. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to use these 4 in something together. And I'm really thinking about doing a Boneyard shawl by Stephen West and fading it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Because I might like start with this, fade into this one, fade into this, and then fade down into this. So we'll see. And by fading, I don't want to do the striping. I would do the hold 2 strands of color A, then drop 1 and do 1 strand of color B with 1 strand of color A for the transition, then drop down to 2 strands of color B, and so on. I think that to me makes sense more than the striping it in, because these colors are not, they are different enough that the stripes will be very visible. It wouldn't be a smooth transition. So those are those acquisitions. I do have a couple of spinning acquisitions as well. Let me see what I might have done with those. So I do think I had mentioned in the previous one that I had ordered a Neolithic whorl and sticks from the Dancing Goat. I had also gotten 6 ounces of fin wool to spin. The fin is deliciously beautiful. I don't know if I showed this on the last one, but I will show it here now. This is the Neolithic whorl. It is based on ones that have been found in archaeological digs. And the spindle sticks it comes with 3 spindle sticks, and he does some sort of Bernie thing where it makes these really cool designs on it. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm really, really pleased with it. I really am enjoying spinning on these. So I know this is really full. I have this much, I have a lot left to try to put on here. It's not going to happen, but I had 6 ounces and I have 3 spindle sticks, and I wanted to do 2 ounces on each stick, and that is just not going to freaking happen, is it? So whatever. Oh, this is the bowl that came with it. The little bowl that came with it for this, because I support spindle. I prefer that. I think I was just about to show the bowl that came with the spindle, the Neolithic spindle, and this is the bowl. I do not use this when I'm spinning on the couch. I have a little beanbag one from Straddle Creek Spins that I prefer for couch support spinning, but for doing it at the table or something, it's fine. Another fun little acquisition that I have is Evie of the Jillian Eve spinning YouTube channel. She really sent me down this awesome historical rabbit hole in spinning, and one of her latest videos, she was talking about her Viking runic. I don't think that's why they do that, to make it focus. I don't know if it's gonna focus. I can't see. Anyway, it's a Viking runic spindle whorl, and it came from Living Past UK, which is a UK based company. So it took a little while to get here, but still not that long. And it's just runes all on top and on the sides and stuff. And it does fit on my Dancing Goats spindle sticks, and it's way heavier than I thought it would be. But you know, it's it's just fun. I find this so fun, the idea of spinning with historical replicas. I don't know why. I just do. So, and look, that's just spun for like a really long freaking time, huh? I wonder how long, let's see how long it spins with the Neolithic one. Because I just got the rune one yesterday. I haven't even really tried it yet. Oops, kick that again. I mean, they definitely both spin really well, you know. I can tell that the heavier one, the runic one, definitely spins longer and faster. I just enjoy this so much. I know, and I know people won't get it, and that's okay. Anyway, here's the card for the living past people who I got the runic one from, Brian and Maxine Burkett. They have other stuff that they do. This is the Viking Runic Whorl Salt Fleet Bee, Lincolnshire, England. And a bunch of other words. So anyway, those are acquisitions, spinning, fun stuff. That's kind of all I've got as far as like talking specifically fiber projects and things like that. So if that's what you're here for and you don't want to hear about my glasses and life stuff, that's totally fine. I am not offended at all. I get it. And I'll see you next time. For those of you who have any interest in this, you know, I was experiencing some really bad headaches for the last part of 2021, with no real cause that I could tell. They have since gotten much better, but they got bad enough that my husband asked me to go to the ER to get checked out after a particularly bad one Christmas week. So I did. There was nothing that was found. There was no immediate concern. So I had started going to the doctor to see what other avenues I needed to try. I don't have insurance by choice. I don't need anybody to talk to me about that. It's a choice thing, not anything else. And because of that, I don't know why it stops recording periodically. I'm gonna try to keep this brief. I got glasses. Anyway, I decided to go get go have an eye exam because the doctor decided that she didn't want to recommend me go get all the neurological testing because I don't have insurance. Okay, fine. Thanks. Don't treat me like a regular patient. Don't come up with any ideas. Ask me what to do. And I'll say, okay, maybe I should get an eye test. Anyway, I went and got the eye test. Nothing that they could tell that would be directly relating to headaches. I do have a slight astigmatism. Nothing crazy. The other thing I have is I do have some white autofluorescent circles around my maculas, and my blood vessels there's not as many as there should be in my eyes, and the ones I have are attenuated, so they're stretched out and thin. So I have to go see a retina specialist this week to see what that's about. We have macular degeneration in my family, and this is not presenting as that, but I still need to get it checked out just to find out if I'm going to be blind in 5 years. Then you can call me Helen for Helen Keller. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I do wear hearing aids. I'm hearing impaired. So, also in that same time frame, I did have a discussion with my doctor about the sertraline that I'm on, which is Zoloft. I was put on it in March of 2021 for postpartum depression. It had been at that point, it had been a year that I had been on it, and I had gone through therapy, been released through therapy, all of that. So I was like, hey, I must be good, right? Let me try to get off this. Because if you don't have to be on it, why would you? And I tried, you know, per the doctor's instructions to wean off of it, and that was fucking terrible. It was a terrible idea. I should not have done that. I did not need to do that. Because after 2 weeks of trying to wean down, everything was horrific. I couldn't stop crying. I was, like, apathy doesn't even begin to describe just this general feeling of, like, I was clawing my way through Jello. And I was still clawing, you know, I wasn't just stuck in Jello, but I was clawing my way to try and feel like a normal human being. And it wasn't working. So I started going back. I went back up to my full dose, and it wasn't making me feel better. It's been about 5 weeks since that time period, and I'm going to the doctors to talk about adjusting my meds, just because I'm still not 100%. I do not, I am not 100%. And I'm trying a ton of tools that I have available to me that I know will work for me, in terms of at least helping. You know, I'm back at the gym. I am doing to-do lists, and, you know, I am not falling back on my knitting as being the only thing that will make me feel good, because I have a tendency to do that when things get really hard, and that is not what I want for my knitting, is to be the thing I do when everything is hard. I want to be able to enjoy it and not just feel like it's the only thing that's going to make me feel good, because it's not, and it shouldn't be the only thing that makes me feel good. So that's that. Otherwise, you know, aside from feeling like a fucking basket case, life is normal and fine, and, you know, the kids are good and all of that. You know, if it just need to say, like, if you're struggling as a parent or not, like, it doesn't matter. Just, like, if you can, reach out for help to somebody. Like, I did end up I signed up for BetterHelp, which is a virtual online therapy thing. It was the fastest way that I could talk to someone that wasn't my husband, because he is a fantastic husband, but he is not equipped to deal with the shit that I was going through. He can be my support, and he's wonderful at that, but you know, I needed help. And you know, I know that people have some issues with BetterHelp. I don't know what they are. I have had no bad experiences in my couple of weeks of using it, and you know, it was quick, responsive, and it was what I needed in that very intense moment of time. So if just reach out. They have financial plans, they have things. So anyway, that's my suggestion, if you are struggling with some stuff too. Anyway, that is that. It's spring. I planted some flowers. I used to be a really big gardener, and that kind of got, like, slam dunked out of my life, with the depression and the postpartum. Like, I couldn't deal with it. I believe that, I think my camera just wants me to stop talking. So anyway, I was gardening before the depression stuff hit me. Now I'm slowly kind of getting back into it with some flowers, and that's what that is. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I would love to hear what you're working on, hear what's going on. I signed up for the Paradise Fibers Fiber of the Month box, which has been fun. And I hope I don't take as long of a break this time dealing, you know, I hope everything is level now. And I hope to see you guys soon. Oh yeah, I forgot, this is my wall hanging that I made out of Handspun, my pineroot. That's by Jennifer Jezuvia Leatherman. And there's, like, let me see, the top one is, what is that? Icelandic, and then the bottom gray one is merino. The other ones I don't remember. There's like 5 different breeds in there. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time. Happy making. Bye.